and let us all do we can to build a better future. Daniel, you have a story for the people, and well, gee, is it about a certain governor?
Yeah, there's this guy named Cuomo. You might have heard of him. We've done a little coverage on him here and there, and there's a lot of hypocrisy running amok in this topic. But we have a new contender who has entered the field, a man who has always been on the right side of history, who has always made the right decision when it comes to women, who has never had someone say that he did something to them. It's Joe Biden, everyone. Let's talk about it.
Oh, boy, here we go.
So President Joe Biden on Sunday passed up an opportunity to join other Democrats calling for the resignation of New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who is under investigation after multiple allegations of sexual harassment and participating in the deaths of 15,000 people in nursing homes. But who needs to write that? Yeah. It's not as fun. Asked by a reporter if Cuomo should resign, Biden responded, "I think the investigation is underway and we should see what it brings us." True words of encouragement spoken by a strong leader. Biden, who has made the comments upon returning to the White House from a weekend in his home in Delaware, had not previously spoken publicly about the allegations against Cuomo. However, his comments reflect the wait-and-see position the White House has taken regarding Cuomo's future. On Friday, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki would not say whether Biden believes Cuomo should resign. I'm sure he didn't know at the time when she asked him, but that's besides the point. She said every woman who has come forward deserves to have her voice heard and should be treated with respect and should be able to tell her story. Blah, blah, blah. She said in the past weeks that the president supports the investigation. Several prominent New York Democrats, including Senator Chuck Schumer, Christian Gillibrand, have called upon Cuomo to step down. The three-term governor has refused to resign and has denied what has been alleged because, remember, from Cuomo's point of view, he was just making some sick jokes, yo. So 6 women, several of them now 7, former members of his staff have alleged that he sexually assaulted or behaved inappropriately towards them. Cuomo has denied touching any woman inappropriately, which sort of means he's not denying verbal stuff, I guess. Maybe that's just my interpretation. New York Attorney General Letitia James is leading the investigation. I can't think of a possible way a conflict of interest could occur with that, but she's looking into the allegations. So there you have it. We've been covering Joe Biden. We've been covering Joe Biden. We've been covering Cuomo, and just for different things than Biden. Now they have something that links them together, this scandal.
Okay, so everyone, we're about to Biden it up. And again, hey, me too, time's up. Where are you at in this right now? And look, it's very important that these 7 women, that their stories are heard. I believe them. Due process must take place. But I don't want this story to overshadow the fact that 15,000 dead senior citizens, American citizens, human beings. These are those 15,000. That's somebody's grandma or grandpa. Yeah. All right. We don't know. The point is, those 15,000 who passed away have loved ones who are left asking questions, who are left wondering who's going to help us. Now, as I've covered on our Rockfin channel and even here on YouTube as well, we've talked about this. Numerous other independent media outlets have talked about this. There's 118 assemblymen and women in the New York State's House and Senate that are calling for his resignation. And I think it's important that we really look at the big picture, and that is the administration tried to cover this up, those 15,000. Now, Cuomo's behavior, again, it's just as gross towards these women. But Me Too, time's up. Where are you at in this? AOC, you should be speaking out against this too, because you have the Biden administration, Biden himself saying, well, this is all right by me. He's not really calling for Cuomo to resign. You want to know why?
It's a weird situation when Chuck Schumer is like, okay, this is bad. Yeah. And Biden's like, it's fine.
Yeah, so in other words, there's a big miscommunication because the president's saying Cuomo's fine. AOC is saying no. Chucky Boy Schumer saying no. A lot of other New Yorkers are saying no. I wish that there was some sort of unified alliance, but sadly, this unified alliance that happened during the general election seemed to have evaporated into thin air. Like it's gone, Daniel.
Here's the thing. You know why? Has Nancy Pelosi come out against this?
Nancy? That's a good thing to double check in on too, but I don't think she's really laid anything down yet.
Do you know why I think this is? This is all a rules for rulers analogy of it, or interpretation. The reason Chuck Schumer, which you would never expect to be even commenting on this, I think, is because this is a New York incident. And he has to talk to and get reelected by New York voters.
Yeah.
Biden doesn't care about New York voters. He's going to win another election if he decides to run again with New York voters. If he's not running again, that's even easier to deal with. Just like Cuomo said he's not going to run again. But even if he did, it's going to be a layup for him in a primary anyway. So him saying anything on this channel doesn't really change anything. And if it is the case that Nancy Pelosi...
And apparently she has.
She has what she said.
Like, hey, that needs to step down.
Okay. Well, then either way, I stick with what I said with Biden. That... this doesn't affect him politically if he makes a choice one way or the other, but if Cuomo does survive, he's going to want Cuomo's assistance going forward. So he's hedging his bets.
Yep. And, you know, to the New York State Assembly, remember, those 15,000, I don't know whether they lived in your district or they represented you. The point is they were New Yorkers, they're citizens, they're human beings, and the Cuomo administration tried to cover it up. They bullied one of your colleagues, Assemblyman Ron Kim, and I think it's very important that the Democrats and Republicans in the New York State Legislature actually put aside their differences and really start asking some serious questions about Cuomo and his administration and really how much, you know, he was involved into covering up those 15,000 who died. And I have a real problem if we're just going to just sweep it under the rug and think that this is okay. 15,000, that's more than that died on 9/11. I really wish that our politicians would show more courage and backbone. So if you live in the state of New York, you should call up your legislator and ask them where they stand on the resignation of Governor Cuomo and where they stand on how his administration handled the sad loss of life that his administration just willingly just turned a blind eye to, that they knew about, that they willingly covered up. Now, these women also coming forward, again, it's 7 right now. What's going to happen this week? Or there's going to 2 more? I mean, at this point, if these women also need to speak out too. If there's more women, time for them to step up and speak out. And another sad fact too is, you know, while it's great seeing AOC saying, I believe these women, you know, you got the fact Biden covering his boy Cuomo. Biden, who also has 8 accusations against him as well, most notably Tara Reid, who was humiliated by corporate media. And, you know, Tara Reid also wrote an op-ed on RT and said, hey, look, I believe that AOC was a victim. Why doesn't she believe me?
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing that AOC has sort of kept quiet or not been involved in this when it seems to have been a really big issue for her previously, or at least when it was against people that were in the other party. Wouldn't it be nice if everyone just was a little bit transparent, a little bit honest, a little consistent? Maybe didn't kill 15 or help kill 15,000 people in a nursing home too? That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and also the fact that he had the audacity to write a book about leadership. Now, look, I know that Trump was president when Cuomo was doing his fireside chats, but as the governor of the state, Governor Cuomo was in charge of what was happening at these nursing homes and was giving executive orders. Those orders caused their demise.
Yeah.
Look, Trump, he handled it in however which way you want. To me, it's terrible. He could have done so much more. And the Biden administration could be doing so much more for us too. And, you know, it just seems to be a common theme in U.S. politics where our politicians keep letting us down. But the sad fact is that we keep re-electing Team Red and Team Blue.
Yeah.
When's enough is enough? That's what I got to ask.
But even further, we keep re-electing Team Blue because of Team Red, and we keep re-electing Team Red because of Team Blue.
Yep. And at the end of the day, Team Red and Team Blue work for the top 1%.
It's all from corporate purple.
Yep.